Big bottles. Yo, we're just here with a change my mind. I think AFL is a fundamentally bad sport, and we're encouraging anyone here at the MCG to change our mind.
You know how long the league itself has been around? 150 plus years, and it's only recently, relative to when it was created, has it progressed outside of this state. If something was that good, it would be, yeah, like it's, the proof is in the pudding.
I go for Collingwood, and I'm going to a game today, and it's Melbourne and Freo. Yeah, and I'm just watching a good game of footy. Like, I just like going to footy, so that's what I enjoy. But
no, for sure, and I guess people enjoy weirder things. Like, I know there are people that enjoy, like, you know, people have foot fetishes. People enjoy like getting shat on.
It's too hard of a sport for actual players to even master. So like, obviously, we're here watching the people who are, we would say, the pinnacle.
The elite.
Exactly, but I think in other sports they are way highly skilled players because the sport allows them.
With Australian rules football, you're taught in Australia from a young age to play it. That's when my son was born. He was signed up as a member
to me.
From the moment he was born. So he's always got football in his hand, always playing that. So they're always ingrained into it. In any sport, in any aspect of life, no matter what it is, the elite are at the top. They're the best of the best. You can't just have anybody rock up and have it. You've got to have challenges in a sport, in a job, in life to weed out the best from the worst.
No other country has even watched a game of AFL, let alone know what it is. The sport has been around for over 150 years and has barely left Victoria. If a sport is fundamentally good in my eyes, it would spread like wildfire.
I think for Leonard said, I think Australia alone is very isolated, but when you watch those people who've never watched footy before, watch their first game of footy, watch their first highlights,
they all love it.
They're blown away. Like,
I mean, we've all seen like a little highlight of some American hood dude watching some fucking massive speckies and him going, whoa, that shit's crazy. But let's be honest, that guy's not watching another AFL game after that.
And if we use like an example of engineering, a good piece of engineering is something humans can master. So if you look at a roundabout, that's good engineering. We've been able to master it, unless you're like a woman or Asian. And when it comes to footy, I think the design of the sport has meant humans are unable to engineer it. You see Steph Curry and his handles in basketball. That's a round-shaped bowl. This guy has mastered the bowl.
What's the difference?
No one in AFL, I think, can master this bowl. It's not their fault. I just think it's way too difficult. I think having a round bowl would definitely help the players,
But I reckon it'd be easier to like punch and spoil and stuff though. So
exactly,
you'd probably take less marks.
I would disagree. I'd say you'd almost maybe even take more marks because I think it would be easier to catch a round bowl than a footy-shaped bowl.
I don't know. Like if you're good enough, you can catch it.
Like you can't get away from it.
We've all grown up with it for like 14 years now. Just like on the weekend at school, we're all just kicking the footy and talking about footy. We do fantasy together, and it's like it becomes our life, and everything we do is about footy.
Yeah. There's a lot of kids your age as well has done the same thing of it's kind of just around them. Your dad probably played it. You were probably put in an Oz Kick league as a little kid. So it's very understandable that you are, just being from Victoria, a diehard football fan or a footy fan. But I would say if you go into the fundamental rules of the sport compared to other sports and the visibility and watchability of it, it just doesn't even compare to other sports.
What's so special about, let's say, soccer? What do they do that's so fundamentally amazing?
Well, it's not that it's fundamentally amazing. I would say it's fundamentally easier to watch. It is a very simple game, so you can then master that game where you see these guys out here, as much as they are professional athletes, I could agree that not a lot of them have even mastered this game.
I can tell you there's footballers that I've seen over my time in watching football that are good at playing football, but they don't love football. So they don't practice their craft. They do it. It's their job.
I mean, you could say that about a lot of sports. So half the league's probably just in it for the money, but they were gifted with a skill from a young age that they just honed into something.
I think that's probably more of an argument for your higher profile higher paying sports, your American sports, your English sports, where you do get multi-million-dollar contracts, because they throw those around like anything. And there's players that aren't considered elite in leagues like in the NBA or the NFL that get multi-million-dollar contracts that are way overpaid.
Would you argue in this league there would be less of those players that are just in it for the money?
Oh, absolutely.
I feel like that's what's best about our sport in AFL is you just play whenever the conditions are. Like with cricket, fuck, it's raining, we're not playing today.
Yeah.
But with fucking footy, we're playing. Like basketball's inside, netball's inside.
Yeah.
Like you see sports like us, AFL, we're outside, we're playing.
Yeah.
It's good. Brings the vibe.
For sure, yeah, and I mean it's fun. I'm not gonna.
Tough sport.
It is. That's I think.
You got to be
issue.
athletic. You got to be athletic. Look at like Patrick Cripps and stuff. He's 6'6" or something.
Yeah.
He's a midfielder.
He's a bit shorter than that, but if we're looking at sports for premier athletes, I don't think it's footy. I think if you look at basketball, you see dudes 6'7", 6'7". These guys can jump like Mason Cox. Mason Cox looks like he's a bit of a Gumby. And I don't think it's necessarily his fault. I just think this guy plays a sport that it's like, how can a human actually master this sport? So he therefore looks bad. You see Nick Larkey's the best set shot in the AFL, I think. And you see him, he misses right in front, 30 metres out they miss. Because it's not their fault, I don't think. I just think the design of the sport hasn't allowed them to be fantastic at it.
Yeah.
But when the crowd's roaring, you're on the spotlight.
100k at the G in the grand final, watching like two of the biggest clubs, Victorian clubs, and just 100k just cheering and booing, and it's so loud and it's epic once you understand the rules and understand how the game actually works.
I just think the chaos is it's organised, but it's chaos, and I think if you look deeper into the game, into how that the backline structure forward and just the way how they move the ball, it's just unbelievable. I just don't.
There's so much strategy behind it that you don't see. Like we grow up just like coaches telling us like stay on your man and everything. I was sitting next to the bench yesterday listening to the coaches talking, like playing roles like S2 and R2, which we don't even understand. So I think
those are like PlayStation 4 controls actually.
I feel like kicking for goal is probably the hardest thing in the game.
Yeah.
Like defending's
hard. But
hard.
why though? Why is kicking a goal hard?
Because you have to judge the wind.
Yeah.
Judge the wind. Judge your like run up and stuff. It's all about your run up and like how far you want to go for the person like on the mark.
Yeah.
There's just so much stuff you got to consider.
Yeah.
Plus you got people like
in soccer, for example, that might.
I don't watch soccer. I'm not a poof, so.
Okay.
I've been to soccer games and.
Yeah.
But if you want to go to an entertaining game, I'm not going to watch soccer. I'm going to watch AFL.
Okay, yeah, well that's subjective. You might be entertained.
What would you go to?
I personally get entertained by people that are really good at something. Hence why I don't watch AFLW.
You guys say you love chaos and you love skill. I think, like, realistically, if you want to watch something that's fucking entertaining and fun as shit, get into the UFC, boys. Like, there's way much more chaos. And to be fair, they do arenas as well that can be up to 100,000 viewers. So go to a live UFC game, and I would say it would fundamentally change your favorite sport. Well, we'll agree to disagree, but thank you for being on. Appreciate it, boy.
The best of the best now. They weren't always the best of the best. They started from the bottom.
Yeah. So are you saying that people in the AFL are still developing as...
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, well, I would argue that when you're at the pinnacle league of your sport, that development should have already been there. That development should be the exact reason you're playing AFL.
People get better and better every day.
They improve, for sure.
You can't say everyone's going to be a Brownlow medalist.
For sure. You know AFL's been played for 150 years?
Yeah.
How much longer do they need, man, before they start hitting set shots?
Forever.
How much longer do these guys need before hitting a set shot is simple?
You watch today, they might hit some set shots.
And I guarantee you they will. And I'll promise you this, they'll miss a few easy ones too.
Yeah.
But no player, it's a set shot. You mark the ball, no one's tackling you. You don't get that pressure. You're right in front. You get I don't know how wide the goals are. 30 seconds exactly. You get 30 seconds of just being able to relax, and they miss. No, for sure. And there's obviously occasions where it's on a very hard angle where I think, okay, fair enough, you miss. But come on, dude, you've seen them miss.
I've seen some shocker set shots, but I've also seen some really good ones as well.
For sure. But
I go for Collingwood, but I saw Dom Sheed kick a goal in the 2018 grand final.
Yeah. I just want to say, I'm not biased or anything. I watch more footy than the average person. I'm a massive Saints fan, and I have been since I was 9. And that could be the reason why I absolutely hate this sport. If you're a Saints fan or even involved at the club, like, please do something about this. And 1966, our last premiership, that's 60-something years almost. I just genuinely think it's a bad sport. I'm not biased against the sport. I watch it, and I unfortunately am in love with it. But I just think it's broken. I think AFL is at a place now where the fans aren't happy with it. The umpiring is terrible. The quality of it's terrible. It's just a real stop-starty ass game. Even the analysis of the game itself is terrible. All I ever hear when I switch on Fox Footy is, oh, they need to apply more pressure. They need to run harder. What does that mean? The umpiring is broken. It's in a bad place, and everyone is too brainwashed. And yeah, they hold it too close to their hearts. So yeah, we're gonna try to change footy. I'm coming for the CEO spot, and we're gonna change footy. And we'll remember this video, and we'll remember this day as a momentous occasion for the day that footy became a good sport again. Make footy great again. That's the hashtag we're going with. And yeah, thank you. Please like, comment, subscribe, and all that stuff. And yeah, we'll see you at the next one. 2 sawn-offs loaded in the boot. Pull over, or we will shoot.